What's up, YouTube? Back here again with another video, and today we're going to take a quick little build overview of this Catalyst machineworks, alright, Speed 210 RV2, alright, 4mm arms. I'll just take you through and show you how to kind of put this frame together, but I kind of wanted to put the finished product in the beginning real quick so you can kind of see. This is what I ended up with. Brother Hobby Returner R4s, 2450 kV, 2306 motors. Alright, Stout Prop Cyclone 5046, Fox Ear Monster V2 in blue. Wish I had it in black. I think it would match better. I might still get a black one, or you know, a black camera to go in here. I think it might look a little slicker, but that's what I have for now. Using a DYS F4 and the corresponding DYS 30 amp 4-in-1 ESC, which is pretty cool. Got a Wolf Whoop VTX, 25, 200, 600 switchable, 40 channel, XM Plus receiver in there, and that's pretty much it. Here it is. I mean, this thing, I think, is absolutely gorgeous looking. I think, you know, I love all the stuff on the back. Without droning on too long, let's get into me building it up, and here we go. Here it is. So now all I've got done so far, alright, here's your bottom plate. This is what it, you know, you get this in the package. Now everything you need hardware wise comes in the box, or comes in the package. So you're going to get all the hardware you need, and all these little printed parts come with it, which is awesome. Kind of gives you a solution for all the little things you need. And you know, for the $100 admission that you get, I mean, there's other frames that are this much money and more, some more, and you don't get these cool little, you know, finishing touches. This is the way I feel. But you know, this is like this piece right here for your antennas. That's a finishing touch that just kind of adds that extra little level of professionalism to your product, that kind of, you know, gives you a solution to something that other people do, you know, that we, you know, use zip ties, whatever the case. The other one is this kind of mount for your antenna, and I'll show you how that goes together in a second, and what's, you know, how this kind of seals up. I mean, clever idea, friggin' brilliant, right? And once you know, when you're flying this around and you've got this pitched up, your antennas are going to be just like right up here, perfect position for you. So all I did so far as putting the frame together, okay, is I added the standoffs in, and this is where you're going to want to put your standoffs. Your tallest ones are going to be in the front. Your medium-sized standoffs, you got 2 here and 2 here, and then I'll show you what you're going to do with your tiny standoffs. This is going to be what's going to separate the lower board from the upper camera pod. Alright, so set this up, use the M3 socket screws there to hold that all on, and that's how we got there. Now, the way this top piece is designed, your XT60 is going to come out on this side, so now you're going to have to keep that in mind however you're going to set it up. You need to keep your height in mind. Alright, you know, my stack just barely fits. I got an all-in-one ESC, DYS all-in-one 30 amp ESC, and the DYS F4 just fits, right, with a little room to spare. So you got to keep that in mind. I kind of considered doing it this way, but I figured I'd have way too much wire, so I'm gonna loop it over, but I'll show you that. The other thing is your battery strap. All right, your battery strap is gonna go on here now. Let's see how this is gonna go. There's no grooves for it, like little cutouts like you would see in other frames, but you got these little grooves here, and once you tighten it up, you know, that's where it's gonna lock in. So let's see what we got. And we're gonna sit this on. So we got this. I'm going to loop this over. I already got my grommet on here. The grommet comes in the package. You know, slide that on before you connect your XT60. And I'm just going to loop that like that. Put the strap in underneath like that. Get that in the right spot. Everything where it needs to be. Okay. Now I'm going to screw in. You get 2 of these more flat type screws, and these are the ones you're going to want to use in the middle. Alright, so now we're all pretty much set up there. That sucker's holding in there tight. Like I said, I ain't got a whole lot of space, that's for sure. Alright, I like that there. That should hold tight. XT60. That's going to pop in this little hole here, and we'll pop the grommet in a second. Alright, now onto the 3D printed. So how these work now, these are going to stack together. When you get them in the package, they're obviously not going to have all these parts on, but you stick your tubes in. I cut mine a little shorter. You're going to put your little ferrules or your little bushings in there. Short ones go for this, and the longer ones go on this, okay? So now I'm going to feed the antennas through here. Now also you can see where I mounted my receiver, right? It's right there coming out the back. Alright, there we go. Now you can see I got the antennas, there's little holes in the back. You just feed them through and now they're popping out the end there. So there's that. Now the next thing, so that's how that's all going to go. Now what I should have done before I screwed this on the place is I got to attach my antenna onto it. So now this is cool because they thought of everything. Now this piece comes in the package again. So you're going to just put your connector right through the hole, screw your antenna on. That's all I did so far. Now onto this will match up. See these little holes right here? There's corresponding holes in this piece. So I'm going to match this up, and I'm going to use the farther back ones because I want to set this in as far as I can. So what we're going to do, here's my zip tie. I'm going to slide this through the hole of both pieces, right? Up through the top, back down, like that. And then we're just going to tighten that sucker up. And boom, look at that. We are all put together. I mean, that's done deal. And this frame is going to give you a little support. It's going to give you a little support from your antenna and get you in the right spot. So we'll just snip that off. Alright. Battery strap. Let's get this back where it's got to go. This side, right here. Alright. XT60 lead right where I want it. In the little holes. And we're going to go back down on top of all this. So now I'm going to just stack the antenna and the 2 antenna mounts just stack on each other on these last 2 holes. Alright, now I'm going to get this screw in to kind of hold it in place. Alright. Now this back piece gets these 2 long screws and the nuts. One nut. Where's the other nut? Nut. There it is right there. So there's the 2 nuts. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to run this screw We got to move this stuff around a little bit. These are going to stack on the top of each other, and it's going to run right through. See how it's running through both? You see that? Alright, you got one. I'm going to slide it on the nut. Alright, and I'm going to take the other one, do the same thing. Get through the top. Stack these up. Boom, right through. Alright, so then now, that's pretty much solving your antenna situation. Alright, and I'll tighten up all this stuff in a bit. So boom, there is your receiver, VTX. Antenna is nice and tight off the back. They ain't going anywhere. You know what I mean? All the force should stay right here. If you crash and bang all these things, all this stuff should stay right in this back piece and not snap the good stuff. So now, next thing would be your camera pod. Alright. Just trying to straighten this up. I'll tell you what, let's try to get this grommet popped in. Okay, so that seemed to work. Boom, there we go. So I just took a screwdriver and I kind of put it in between it and just kind of tucked it all down in there. Alright, so there we go, XT60 in place, everything's in place. Now let's shift up to the motor pod. Now like I said, you're going to add your other screw here, your other flat screw, and then we're going to move on to, you're going to have two of these shorter. These are the shortest standoffs, and you're going to have two of these pieces of all thread here, right? And then this is going to be what's going to hold your standoff for your camera pod. Screw that down. Alright. Screw that in the bottom first. And screw this one on. Alright, there we go. So now you're going to put your other set here. Alright, now onto the camera pod. Now this is how I put the camera pod together. Alright, now the more narrow tabs go down, and the flat, the longer, shorter tabs go up. And that's just going to literally drop in to the camera tabs right there. Now it does come with this piece. You take the screws out of your camera back plate, and you can screw this on, and then this is going to sit in this groove here and help lock it in your angle. It didn't fit for my Fox Air Monster V2, so I'm just going to skip it, right? And then your plate is going to line up in the grooves. Your plate's going to go on, and you're going to finish it off with 4 of these screws. It would help if I had the right wrench or the right hex driver. Alright, there we go. So, again, I know I don't have all the screws in. I still have some finishing up to do as far as building and add some wires and stuff on, but I just wanted to do a quick build video so you can get a rough idea of where all the parts go and the kind of steps you want to take to put this all together. But you just seen, I mean, I popped the frame together in practically no time, and you know, the antenna is solid. You know, I love this antenna system, right? I mean, everything is just pretty damn solid, and you're good to go. There's your frame. That's it. That's your build. All right, I know the video's a little long, but you know, you can see me putting it together. You can get an idea of how this all works. Any questions, don't hesitate to throw them in the comments. After I get this all finished up, I will talk about the parts and all for this build and what I used. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.